The Charles Owen Experience. Back, welcome.
THX.
Oh, we've gotten to the habit of this now, haven't we?
Yeah,
that's how it's slapped.
That's our thing. We both do. So I had to slap me, obviously.
Yeah,
that's how the game goes. Right.
What made that is going to fall over and start ruin the gym.
Everything will stink of reek of cum.
Mate,
right.
Good
start.
Good stuff. That's the funded. Guys, remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. If you're listening on Spotify right now, stop what you're doing and go to rate, subscribe, top corner somewhere, right-hand corner. Give us 5 stars right now. If you're listening on YouTube, stop the video, just subscribe. It's that easy. Just subscribe right now.
We're now rated excellent.
Yeah, we got 610 ratings, I believe. Come on,
that's
keep
nice.
it going. Let's
That's
get
money.
let's get us to 1,000. And if we all get to 1,000,
You've just bought a Porsche.
yeah, 3.
Oh, fucking hell, Joe. I've been keeping that quiet. Does the tax man know? Woo.
No,
They don't. Right, so we'll just put this on private.
Forget
then.
about that. Yep.
All right.
So what's been up? You've been
Well,
you've been practicing bolos? No.
I have been practicing crucifix.
Jinx. Anyway, go on. Yeah, continue.
All right, yeah.
We actually had a comment saying, "I don't like the banter. I just want to hear jiu-jitsu." You can't please anyone. You can't do it.
You can please
you get too much
autistic
banter,
people.
too much jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone. It's a crying shame.
Depends.
But he did get a good telling off in the comments.
Did he? What did they say?
No, I
did
love
they
the
discipline
banter.
him?
Go watch an instructional, mate.
Yeah, that is true, though, to be honest. we do have only jiu-jitsu content out there. For those of you that only want jiu-jitsu, that's what the money you own is for.
And a female listener from South Africa.
Wow, really?
Yeah. She said, "I'm a female listener from South Africa." And I said,
What a time to be alive.
yeah.
Incredible.
Anyway.
That's our female listener.
Yeah, there it is.
Maybe we should say hello each time. Did you get her name?
Can't remember.
Margs listens sometimes, although she's stopped now because she hates it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've been working on crucifix, have you?
Yeah, well,
It's back.
don't
you
tell
said.
the whole world. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Alright, well,
I just like it against bigger people, or it's there a lot. It's there in the transitions. When they're hiding the back by blocking your legs, the crucifix is there, and I quite like that finish. You know, the one where you come up and you do like a reverse omoplata, where you're like, and they're like, ooh, that hurts, and then you have to stop the round, reset from whatever position you start from each
Sorry,
time.
fellas. Let's stop there.
Yeah.
My arm's going to hurt there.
Yeah. Happens quite a lot, actually, I find, when I'm rolling. All the time, people are like, hold on, wait, let's just reset, and then we have to start all over again.
Why? Oh, because they're going to hurt their arm.
Yeah, otherwise, they keep getting injured, well, almost getting injured, and then the last second I stop, and then we reset.
Just in case, yeah.
It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, submissions.
And you've been working bolos. Man, they were looking good the other day. Your Della Riva looks great, mate. What is a Della Riva? Let me ask. Go on, describe a Della Riva to the viewer.
I know the reverse Della Riva.
Yeah. I know you know.
I know. Off, mate. The Della Riva's on this side.
Right.
Same side.
Yeah,
all
right.
I haven't been practicing
All right,
because I've
clever clogs.
forgotten all of the steps.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
So if I didn't have my ear appointment tomorrow, I've got an ear infection, everyone. We could have done a private.
That's awesome news.
But I've got to go to Liverpool Street to get my ear checked on.
That's really
Middle ear
so
infection.
long.
That's
Liverpool Street
I know,
for an
mate.
ear
An
check.
ear specialist I have to go to.
You can go to Harley Street and get it done on the day.
Why did you know that? Did I?
Mine was
I've already paid-
£120, 15-minute appointment. Here's some Optimize ear steroid spray. That's what it is.
You
It's
always
so
just
strong.
one up me, don't you?
Yeah,
you one up,
I shit
you
on your...
you
well,
one
no,
up me
I offered
on
you me
urology.
guy on King Street, and you went to some prick in Victoria for
£20 more.
33% more. Incredible.
Yeah, and then I got thrown over with the £200 bloody.
In Liverpool Street.
Yeah. Anyway,
Man.
let's move on.
Man.
Yeah, the bolos, they're there. I forgot all the steps.
Yeah.
Training's going
that's
good.
all right. Just do an invert and see what happens, I guess.
I've been trying that. Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. Stop doing that then. Yeah, good advice. Okay, here we go.
All right, question. Yeah.
Hello, Wave. Best style for standing in grappling, judo, wrestling, or other? Other, wow.
Flying scissors could be considered other.
Yeah, other flying scissors on its own.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous street fighting. Aikido,
Aikido.
Aidoki.
Fencing?
Yeah. Fencing is excellent for the street.
We
for
know
sure.
that.
Anyone who
It actually does make a lot of sense.
I remember the guy's name, Joff or something like that. He was telling me that fencing isn't good for the streets. But then you see all these roadman videos in chicken shops where they're fighting each other. They are literally fencing. So I remember his name now, Joff_H. I know you, mate. I remember your name, and
fencing,
we're gonna have another talk.
Fencing would have a really good
It's just
dynamic
distance
correspondence to yeah.
And the size of the blades is exactly the same these days. On the street, you're not walking around with a little shank. You're walking around with an absolute
Machete or a ZK.
Final
Big,
Fantasy.
big. Yeah.
Right. So
Swords.
there we go. Yeah. I guess I've answered that question.
Next question. I think you answered it in the clip, mate. The clip that we did last week.
Yeah.
At the start of this
Basically,
week.
the best style is wrestling, because judo is just wrestling with a gi on.
Yeah.
There you go, mate. All right. Any tips for catching a bite on heel? Hard to flex foot against a good toe point. Well, I agree. So what you want to do is get a good bend in the leg. So, yeah, by bridging on the knee, you can bend the leg and then you can catch the heel. And yeah, you need strong lats. You need to apply your body weight. You need to properly squash their shoelaces and their sole of the foot. And yeah, that's it really. Buy my instructional, I guess.
I bet you'll cover that a lot on your instructional, finding the heel.
For sure. Sure.
And
yeah,
Patreon?
no, really though. Yeah,
really would,
Patreon, finding the heel.
instructional.
I mean, I definitely have a long piece on that in Patreon. Like, you can watch that. There's info for days, mate, and it's fucking cheap. All right, anyway.
Sign up to that. If you don't like it, just unsubscribe. But at least give them 30 quid for it.
At least give me money. Yeah, enough of the self-plug. Basically, you got to bridge and put your body weight on the foot. I don't know. It depends how wrong you're doing it, I guess.
What you're saying is, when you say this to me, don't fall over on the floor. You got to keep just the elbow. Don't put the shoulder on the floor. Put the elbow on the floor.
Yeah, you need to distribute your weight properly. But I think he's saying if someone just toe points really hard.
Crispy.
Yeah, let's say a full body toe point. You have to catch the grip almost, like, you have to get the grip perfect, obviously, and then it will still feel shit. And then from there, once you have the grip perfect but not much dorsiflexion in the foot, then you start bridging and the foot will eventually either break or they'll have to flex it, and then their shin will be in danger. Their knee will be in danger because, the foot will be attached to the shin. But if you relax it or toe point, the foot will move independently of the shin. And that is how you break it.
Breaking mechanics.
Cool.
You've done that well.
Great. Really good. Okay, here's one for you, Char. What makes a good white belt?
Ear infection.
What makes a good white belt?
Resilience, mental toughness, perseverance,
Right?
and mental stability. Obviously, I thought that was pretty obvious.
That makes a good human being.
Yeah, just keep just keep showing up realistically.
Nah, what if you look at a white belt, someone who's wearing a white belt in the gi, and you look at them and you see them spar, what makes you go, what scenario would make you go, that's a pretty good white belt?
They're not spazzing the entire time.
Yeah, but then they could just be shit. They could just be like sitting there just getting molested by anyone.
Yeah, not spazzing, yeah.
Sometimes a good white belt will spaz out of. Knowing when to spaz is a good thing as a white belt.
Yeah.
Sometimes you spaz, sometimes you don't. You spaz because you don't know what's going on. You're in trouble. And sometimes it'll be the right escape and sometimes the wrong one. And another one, I would say, as a marker, if you're a white belt and people come in and you just kind of use techniques on them and smoke them, even if they're like more concepts than techniques, like I just stay on top for the round and kind of pressure him, I would say that's a good white belt. A bad white belt would be someone comes off the street and they're just like a bit stronger than them and they just kind of, they're worse than them within 2 weeks. Like, that's a bad white belt, or just a white belt, I guess. Just someone who hasn't done it a while.
Yeah.
It's okay if you are that, but just understand that you are bad at the sport currently.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
So just try and understand, have a goal at training. Do you think that's helpful?
If you actually try the moves, I guess that's all people can ask. You can just show up and like spar hard, but you'll find that over time you just lose loads unless you end up a really spazzy, dangerous guy, in which case no one will want to roll with you. Yeah. So you can either be dangerous and know no techniques, dangerous and no techniques, or you can be not dangerous and no techniques.
Yeah, and this is useless.
Yeah, then it's just kind of that guy who's always sitting on the side telling people what to do, but he's also terrible themselves.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
All right.
Know-it-alls, but they don't do it.
Just get involved. Have some intent to get better at the sport. That's basically it, right?
Yeah.
Intent to.
A good
All right, I'm
one.
going to go to class. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to try to pay attention, and I'm going to have a role, and I'm going to ask some questions after. Hey, what coach? Why didn't this work?
Yeah, a good white belt. To be fair though, anyone who shows up, like, let's say that you've been doing it 6 months and you show up 5 times a week for 2 hours of training a day,
You should be all right.
you will be very sharp regardless of how long you've trained. It's just the daily routine of training which will make you just feel better than people that are training for 5 years twice a week.
Thoughts on effectiveness of bodylocking today?
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, really good.
Nah, it is good. Obviously, it's not without its faults, but it's definitely good. You basically pass the knees with your elbows, so you have access to the upper body, which is something that, it's a luxury that when you start at open guard, you don't often get. So I would say if you get a body lock, it's kind of like you don't need to cling onto it to the death, but you can use it. And if you're in competition, then it might be worth expending some energy with the body lock to get a pass out of it. And then, you might be a bit more tired afterwards, but at least you got your points.
I don't know why this question was for me. For Charles, recommend any instructionals for learning a tight top pressure game.
For Charles.
Yeah. It's for me, boss. I'll take this one.
You probably know the answer.
Gordon Ryan.
Yeah, which one?
Pinning. Concepts of pinning.
Is that even an instruction?
He did one on pinning, yeah.
Fair play.
Craig Jones. Pinning.
A pun.
And then this is going to be another Gordon Ryan passing or like a
Half guard
Half
passing.
guard.
The Gordon half guard.
It's a lot about chest to chest.
Yeah, chest to chest. Yeah, Gordon half guard. That's a good one. It's got everything in there. Everything a man could want. You could feed a family.
Get the pinning one too.
Buy a Ferrari. Yeah, get the pinning one.
Get the pinning one, get the Gordon Ryan half guard, and you're set, mate.
Yeah.
For
I feel like the
instructors.
Craig one is a nice seasoning because
Yeah.
the Craig one has, I'd say, more high-level concepts, or more leg work that is awkward for people to do when they don't have flexible hips or just can't use their feet properly. But the Gordon one is very good. It's very comprehensive, and the Craig one is more like, oh, that's useful. Oh, I'll take that. Ooh.
Yeah, but you've got to get have a bit more of a heightened awareness to the sport.
Yeah, you've got to get it before you get the Craig one. Craig
Right.
is... But yeah, anyway, Gordon's one has got that as well, but Gordon's one is more like you have to make the correct decision at the right time. Craig's one kind of seems like you also have to do that, but it's a bit less... It's a bit more free form, if you will. Yeah, let's say that. Cool.
Right, I've got another one. Why do you hate the Tib bars? Love the show. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro. The tibialis bar. I guess it's probably it could be quite useful for, De La Riva, getting that really, that good toe flexing, dorsey
Toe up the
flexion.
arse. Defending single legs.
Huh?
Defending single leg X. Toe up the arse.
Yeah. Toe to knee.
That's a gooch.
Jumping's just as effective. Getting good at pliers, learning how to jump, doing backwards jump variations, just as good.
What do you think about just curling up in a ball on the floor and just using your shins to hold that position?
Just like this.
Just being an egg, yeah, but standing, like on your feet. just curling up in a ball. Mate, it's tiring on the tibs.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll tell you that.
What do you mean?
for free.
Show me. Oh, like that.
Just sit now, but feet together. Can you see me on the
Yeah,
camera?
now lift the toes up.
They are up.
Now lift the toes up off the floor. There you go. That's to get the tibs working. There you
And
go.
lean forward. That's what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
fucking exhausting,
15
mate.
of them. Yeah.
15.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really
15
rate.
eggs.
You
Abu.
you could put it into a program, but again, I think just do your pliers and you'll be fine. Pliers is going to be you get into 2-in-1. It's going to be better for your joints, and it's also going to strengthen your tibs. Because a tib bar is just pure isolation work of the tibialis.
We should do a max jump every day, every time we come here.
Just a max jump.
I mean, we are with Pinged here.
You are with
I
Pinged
am
here.
trying, but I'm saying like every day we get a pen.
No, I can get the vertical jump thing.
Let's get a sticker, and whoever puts the sticker highest.
You can buy a thing that's the vertical jump test thing.
Yeah, but what do you put on it at the end?
It's a Scott, like you stand up to it and you go put, and it's going to touch the top of your fingertips, and it's got all these little things that spin around, right? And then you go big jump, bang, and it'll tell you what your score is.
You try to just slap whatever is higher.
You try to slap the thing, and obviously it'll spin around, and then you have a number, and then that number is your score.
Yeah, and how much does that cost compared to just buying some sticky notes that you stand
I don't want fucking sticky notes all over my walls.
Well, if you keep the highest jump, you can take them down whenever you want.
No. And it's awkward to do. Look at that space over there. Where are you going to do that? We get the vertical jump. We don't really need to jump. Yeah.
I would like to see that. Maybe I'll go to the basketball court and every day I'll dunk.
Dunking's hard, mate.
Not for me.
Oh, you can dunk? I don't believe that. It's a skill, mate.
Whatever.
I believe you could touch the ring. I reckon you could dunk a tennis ball. I could dunk a tennis ball.
What, as opposed to a basketball?
Yeah,
it's slightly higher.
It's a bit skill, yeah. If me and you went to a basketball court right now, like we both have basketballs, neither of us would be able to do it. I guarantee.
Because of the lack of jumping.
Because of the lack of the skill of actually getting, we wouldn't have enough height to actually clear. Because you need a basketball's width as well to get it down.
Yeah, all right. Because I can definitely touch the rim.
Yeah, all right. Right.
I love touching the rim.
Right.
It's like having
a wank.
Yeah.
So yeah, tib bars, do plyos instead, and you will have strong tibialis, and you also get the benefit of doing plyos, which is going to be beneficial for your calves, your ankles, your Achilles tendon, and your knees. Mix of light, medium, ping, and deep tier. Fantastic for the joints. Just fantastic for your mobility as well. If you're not doing plyos in your program, I would seriously reconsider. Why am I not doing plyometrics? Why?
Reconsider your friend circle.
Yeah, exactly. Circle of influence. You should be doing them.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I enjoy them, yeah. I enjoy the ping tier. I like it because I feel relatively safe and I can go full retard. Full retard.
Yeah, as hard as you can. Yeah. Attack the floor. Now you know how to attack the floor. You get a full foot landing to...
Yeah.
And you get more confidence.
I feel like I could one day injure myself, and I have seen a lot of videos of Achilles tendons rupturing.
Unlikely. Your Achilles tendon's now going to have some good thickness around the tendon.
Yeah, but some days it feels like very brittle.
So on those days, you need to manage intensity. Ping tier will still be ping tier for that day.
Yeah.
Like today, my jumps are very poor.
I always feel like it's just a sort of good little walking bit away to get a little bit of elasticity, and then it seems like I'm good to go.
Oh, the walks in between.
The walks seem to like warm it up very well, especially like a good David Gray walk where you use the fat of your foot, eh? The little gap under there.
Foot pronation.
Foot pronation, mate.
There's a lot of details in that. If you want more information on plyometrics and want to understand why plyometrics are useful for you, YouTube Matt McInnes Watson, and he's put out a lot of good content, and he will give you literally half-an-hour videos about jumping and different variations of jumping, intensities, etc., etc. That's enough about pliers.
Jump, close guard, jump.
Jumping scissors.
Okay, we'll re-answer this about the Craig Jones Invitational tournament.
Yeah, because that was the podcast that recorded in slow-mo. We didn't get out.
We failed a podcast, so I'll just run over it quickly. Long story short, I think what we said last time was obviously $1 million is a lot of money, and anyone would be a fool not to do that. However, it's one thing doing it 1 year, it's another thing doing it every 2 years consistently for years and years. So I don't know how much the ADCC gods have spent on ADCC, but it's probably more than 2.3 million over the years. Like James Smith chat, but it's only 2.3 mil.
What does that have to do with James Smith?
Just, the reasonable way of looking at things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Almond croissant.
Almond fucking croissant.
Yeah.
ADCC is not an almond croissant.
What?
I would say that ADCC
is not an almond croissant.
Is the almond croissant because it's the standard.
It's the gold standard.
It's all right. Yeah, you can live with that. BDCC is obviously more prize money. Right, forget the croissant. That doesn't fit.
That doesn't make sense. tennis court. It's the clay tennis court. Do you remember that analogy we did? Forget about it. Doesn't matter.
The clay tennis court. I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Get to the point.
It wasn't
Let's
good.
go.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Anyway, I hope that answers. Right. Basically, I do it for
Guys,
the money.
thanks for watching.
I just think, right, if they do it every 2 years, that would be obviously better than ADCC because it's just more money. But if they just do it once, like it's kind of like it can't be compared to ADCC. The fact is that ADCC is every 2 years, and you know it's going to happen. And there would, I'm sure, be some kind of outrage if it didn't happen. But if Craig's thing didn't happen, everyone would be like, well, it's 2 mil. Like, I'm not going to front 2 mil. So there you have it.
What a sensible answer.
Yeah, thanks, Trot. I am sensible. Sensitive.
Right, I'll quickly hit one. Some tips to avoid
Hit the blunt.
CNS fatigue after mid to heavy 3 to 6 rep range work, back squat, and deadlift. Cut your rest. Do you want to read that, mate?
I mean, I think I heard it. He's asking how to not be tired after lifting heavy weights.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, good luck. So if you're really, really strong, if you're like Mark McQueen strong, and you're absolutely going for it, let's say, you know, you've got a huge fucking deadlift, I would recommend just cutting your rest periods down because that's going to allow you to not lift as heavy weights and fry your nervous system as much. E.g., we do 8 sets of 4 to 5 reps on deadlifts, and we have 90-second rest in between, which is fantastic because it doesn't allow you to lift super, super heavy, but you get plenty of practice at moving a relatively heavy weight quickly without being absolutely fried. People are like, oh, what, 8 sets, that's way too much. Yeah, but it's just a short rest period. You've got to back it up after 90 seconds. And if you're absolutely trying to gun it, then you'll be fucked for the next set.
Yeah. If you're really trying to lift as heavy as possible, 90 seconds doesn't do it.
No.
Does it?
So I would just say, if you're really fucking strong, this is what I do to some of the fellas on my online program who are very strong. I just cut their rest periods down. Just be like, look, mate, just stick to the shorter rest period because you're already really strong. You deadlifting, 200 kgs versus 280 kgs isn't going to make that much of a difference. But if we can cut the rest period down and get more sets in at that weight, it's going to increase your work capacity versus just frying the CNS for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
That's one way of looking at it.
Once you're really strong, there's not really. You don't need to be that much stronger, do you?
Yeah, like if you can deadlift 200 kgs, like deadlifting 250 kgs, how much more of a difference is that going to make to you on the mats?
Yeah, when
not
do you
really.
need that 50 kg of pressure
Versus like not frying your nervous system as much.
Yeah.
Although you always want to try and be like striving to be as strong as possible, but if you find that your workouts are beating you up too much, manipulate your rest periods.
Diminishing returns as well.
Yeah, add some pauses in as well. You could just add some different variations in. Why not try a deficit deadlift? Try a pause at the shin deadlift. Stuff that's going to force you to lift slightly lighter loads, but still be difficult and overall going to improve your technique and still make you stronger at that range, at that movement pattern.
Damn.
That's what I reckon.
That was clever.
Rest periods.
Very clever.
Thanks, man.
I'll do the next question.
All right, you better.
Best way to improve guard offense. How to win more gripping exchanges.
You like a good grip. You like a 2-on-1 grip, man.
Guard offense. Use your head. Wait, little joke there. Aren't you going to laugh?
Like penis, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So use your head when you are playing guard. And then you will have your hands free whilst your body is safe from the body lock. Or if you're playing against someone who's standing, then your hand fighting is going to be much more shorter periods of hand fighting followed by a pull to a guard or some sort of entanglement with their legs. So, yeah, basically a lot of the time, if you spend a long time hand fighting when your partner stood up in front of you, you'll get access to the legs sooner or later. So it tends to be that there's a little period of hand fighting and some side-to-side movement, which you've got to track the legs and not fall over. Then a bit more hand fighting and side-to-side movement. Meanwhile, you're creeping in, trying to get your legs attached to their legs.
Shout Diego Patel, Deontay Leon.
Deontay Wilder. I think it's just Dante.
What'd I say?
Deontay. Perfect.
Perfect.
So yeah, use your head position if they're on their knees, and if their head's too low, then you can start to heist. And how to win more gripping exchanges. You just need to learn more grips, I would say. Have more effective grips. Also, you can use your feet on the hips as well. So
You love that.
yeah, sometimes when you're against big folks, or you need to like keep them back, not let yourself get crowded whilst you work on the hands. Or yeah, for example, if you get a drag grip, if you don't have a stomp on the hip, it's very easy to get body locked or something at the end of it, or very easy to lose head position. If you have a stomp on the hip or get crowded, if you have a stomp on the hip, you can run around them and you can get to where you want to. But yeah, just basically get loads of grips that are effective, get moves off of the grips, then each grip will have a purpose, and then you can cycle through the grips easier. That's all I'd say. Do some wrestling as well.
Sick.
Did you study Gordon's supine regard? You rate it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did study it and I did rate it. If that's what you want to know, it was excellent. And the seated one as well. Just great techniques there all around. I feel like they're like fundamental instructionals that if you want to have a decent guard, you should get them.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
Supine guard.
supine. We used to
I mean,
just call
that's going to be play on to the gripping question that you've just mentioned before as well.
That's kind of flat on your back though, so there's less hand fighting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So seated would be hand fighting. Supine.
I understand.
Generally, there's not much hand fighting there. There might be hand fighting from like a north-south position, but not so much if they're just like there facing your legs. Then it's mostly framing and trying to make grips.
Got it.
Ooh, great.
If you only had 2 days to work out, would you dedicate one of those days to cardio? Absolutely not. I think, by lifting weights, by improving your strength, not only is that that's going to be very beneficial to your health, especially in a sport like Jiu Jitsu, creating strong muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones. And for weight lifting to be most effective, you need a minimum of twice per week. Versus conditioning, if you're doing a lot of Jiu Jitsu anyway, you're going to get some good base cardiovascular fitness in anyway, which is already great for your health.
What if you're not doing jiu-jitsu? Then what?
I would still recommend you just do 2 weight sessions per week and then just walk the remaining of the time. And if you're doing fast walks, then that's still going to be beneficial to your heart rate variability. Fast walks will be beneficial to your heart rate variability, for sure, which is going to make you a healthier person. So I absolutely would not be sacrificing a cardio session, a weight session for a cardio session if you only had 2 days to work out. Go get stuck into 2 weights per week. That is an absolute must.
Great.
You need that.
Do. Tips for setting up techniques to make it less obvious what you're going for.
You like this?
Yeah.
Not alerting people. Oh, I always learn. Alarming them. You used to say that a lot. You don't want to alarm people.
Don't alarm people. So what I would say is, let's say you've got a technique and you're like, oh, I can feel like this guy, I'm going to get the technique on this guy. You must disguise the technique even when it's open. So e.g., I have a grip, I'm able to get an arm drag, and I feel like there's an expiration date here where sooner or later he's going to realize I have this grip or there's this opening and he's going to move away. So when you see your opening for the move, and maybe you feel like if I just go for it, he's fast or strong or whatever, and he's in good position, then he's going to just react. He's on balance. He hasn't got any job to do in terms of regaining his balance before he frees whatever grip you've taken on him. So what I'd say is, before you do your move, let's go back to the arm drag idea. Let's say you're doing an arm drag from wrestling.
You're quite good at the arm drag.
You see the arm drag is there. Rather than going for the arm drag, let's say they have a grip, rather than going for the arm drag, go for the leg first as a distraction, and you can keep going for the leg and keep going for the leg. And sometimes you'll be like, shit, they've just given me the leg. Well, then you have to take the leg. But most of the time, they won't give you the first obvious attack. They will defend it properly. And as soon as you feel them give like real actual defensive pressure or tension or whatever, let's say you're going for their leg with your hand and they block your hand, that is when you drag. If you feel like from the very start someone's already squeezing your hand really hard and you're like, I can't even fake the leg, then you go for the drag first as a fake for the leg. And that is how you can organize your fakes.
Fucking good answer.
And that is how you can get...
Luke Griffin was doing a little bit of that to Kanan. Just tapping a leg, get some takedowns going.
Well, basically, when you're wrestling, it's going to be knee, ankle, underhook, or collar tie, or shoulder post, or slapping grips. But basically, it's just levels, right? You go head, mid, and low. And, you know, the knee is neighbors to the underhook. The knee is neighbors to the ankle. Underhook counts as tight waist. And then the underhook is neighbor with the collar tie. So basically, you just switch between them until you get some available openings. That's probably why you see them going like, they shoot for the leg. The guy breaks his posture a bit to keep his leg back. Go to a collar tie. They pull on the collar tie. The guy starts to lift their posture up. They go for the underhook. The guy starts to sprawl. Maybe they limp arm out and then they reset and just keep doing that. Same thing, going up and down the body, wasting the guy's energy and forcing him to react. And yeah, that is how you get usable tension when you're playing jiu-jitsu or wrestling.
We need to do these YouTube video clips where you do a breakdown of the match. But you don't have to necessarily get the mats out. It could just be like...
Talking,
watching the match. And here's what you could do.
Get a little crayon and draw the crayon.
Yeah, you could do it. There's an app on my laptop called Loom. So we could literally do that. Fantastic Loom. Like a Loom weave. And then if we really wanted, you could go, all right, you put 5 minutes up. If you want to watch the whole thing, it's on your Patreon. If you wanted to be a greedy fucking pig.
I will be a greedy fucking pig, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a fantastic way of advertising your Patreon as well. I think we should do that.
Right.
If you think that's a good idea, just tell us in the comments. If you want to see Owen breaking down some, obviously me breaking them down too, breaking down some matches.
You can talk about the exercises they do that are really specific.
I've got a question on that.
He must have been doing lots of gi pull-ups to make it work.
Yeah.
They love that.
If you're interested in that, comment below and we'll make that happen. We don't need to do the whole mat thing. I've got an idea.
Great.
Right.
Wow, we've thought of a plan here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for ever asked that question.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to just bang this one out real quick. How do you feel about other BJJ influencers? Sorry?
Go on, sorry.
How do you feel about other BJJ influencers being salty about your reel? That was a nice little one about this week.
I enjoyed that. What, the one about...
The thing is, Maggy is not a BJJ influencer.
That was it.
She is a 7-time world champion who's very good at jiu-jitsu. However...
Someone actually messaged me like, Maggie is not going to be happy about that. I was like, who is Maggie? And then I saw the video. I was like, it's Maggie Grindat. I see.
Yeah. So it was just, it's not a personal attack on her. She made the video being like, we shouldn't be putting others down. She was very respectful, But the premise of her video was like, we shouldn't be putting other people down. We should be all bringing each other up.
She messaged you about the video?
No, she didn't. She made a video about the video.
Oh, Maggie did?
Yeah, she made a video about the video that I did.
I didn't even see that video.
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
I'll show it to you after.
It's like Chipmunk and Stormzy.
It's a 2-minute video.
It's like Drake and who's the other fella?
Basically, we're just propping each other up now.
Yeah.
It's a business.
That's how you've got 30,000 followers now, mate. That's quite a lot of followers.
Just a lot of followers.
That is a lot of followers. Fucking hell.
So...
dangerous.
That particular exercise in the video, she goes, it's sport. This is the beef I had with the video. Again, it's not personal attack to her, but it's just, sports, strength and conditioning, coaching issue. And she's like, the exercise, it was very sport specific. We don't even need to talk about it because it's obviously a sport specific exercise. Sport specific doesn't exist. There's no sport specific exercises that are going to have a dynamic correspondence to the sport. That's not a real thing, right? What is specific is exercises to individual athletes that work best for those athletes. The purpose of lifting weights, as I already talked about this in the sport-specific video that I did on Instagram, so you can go check that out. But we just want to create a strong, robust body that's going to help you train harder and for longer on the mats, that's going to be more resilient to injury. And by lifting weights and getting stronger through exercises with a good stimulus to fatigue ratio, meaning that, it's a hard exercise, it's hard to grind reps through, it's a full range of motion, it's a proper exercise, e.g. like a deadlift or benching, squatting, etc. That is going to get you stronger and that will have a good adaptation to allow you to train harder, become more resilient to injury, etc. on the mats. Versus if we do low stimulus exercises like a banded pull through or like holding some dumbbells and doing something that like looks like the sport, or like getting a cable into a De La Riva and doing all that kind of like, oh, let's do this and gi pull-ups. The problem with those exercises are they're harder to load. You can't load them up very much, and it doesn't really actually even help your mobility with those movements. It just makes you shitter at the movements.
Yeah, you're probably strong enough in the ranges that you do in jiu-jitsu all the time anyway. Surely your muscles would be good enough. Like, let's say you've locked a rear naked choke. It's probably not that you're just not strong enough. It's probably that, you know, the technique's off for that one.
Dude, like, if you get, like, you as a perfect example, you've got a really good row. You can bench pull 100 kgs. When you get on someone's back, you feel very strong, mate.
Retarded.
Yeah, you're like, fucking hell.
Retarded.
For me, like, the stronger you get, you know, when you're working, you know, here's a perfect example. If you want to get stronger rear naked choke, and I've noticed a big difference in my back attacks recently, get a really strong pull, get really good at dumbbell rolling, improve your ability to bicep curl, and that will help you in a rear naked choke because you're just way stronger and you have a way stronger squeeze, stronger lats, stronger biceps. That will help your ability to squeeze people. Doing, you know, banded pull throughs and, you know, these weird like unilateral exercises, box step offs and all that kind of stuff. From a rehab context, that can be useful. But as in terms of a strength context, use exercises that are going to be very stimulating and could cause a large amount of growth. That's what you want to do. Not these small little low stimulus exercises. And they'll argue, oh, you know, we're doing them as cardio, HIIT workouts and all that kind of stuff. That is a waste of energy and a waste of time. During that time, you could be practicing more jiu-jitsu versus doing little HIIT workouts.
I like the story you posted of some guy doing a banded pull.
Yeah.
And goes, it needs to be more specific. Then it's with a gi. Then it's more specific. Then it's on a dummy. And then it's more specific. And finally, he's just training jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. There
it is. Say no more.
They're my buddies from Election Performance. They train Kanan Duarte, Lucas Barbosa, one of the Gracies. What's that Gracie other fella's name?
Ron Gracie.
No, not Highland Gracie. Jonatas Gracie. Anyway, they're super legit. Shout out Election Performance. If you want to train sport-specific movements, just do jiu-jitsu and get better at jiu-jitsu. Anyway, you can watch drills, etc. Yeah.
Cool. How much do long sleeve rashes and spats help prevent staph? I'll say quite a lot.
They've helped me a lot. Bro, I used to get staph a lot.
Yep.
A lot. And
on
since
the knees. On the knees.
I used to get on the because I've got hairy legs, isn't it? You got hairy legs as well, but I used to get it on the calf and on the arms where I'm really hairy. Yeah. And since I wear long sleeve spats, touch wood,
nice.
I no longer I haven't had staph since.
Yeah, there you go. That's, I mean,
a lot.
It's harder for stuff to get pressed into your bones.
Genitals.
Whoa. All right. What are some specific leg lock entries off of a failed bolos? You want a specific entry off a non-specific failure of a bolo.
You love a bolo, mate. K-guard.
Now, like when you do an invert and let's say you get to a crab ride instead of a bolo, you failed a crab ride, you get to leg drag. That's a leg entry. There you go.
Shout out Levy Jones Leary.
Favorite setups for foot sweeps and sasais. Sasai is that leg block where you pull them over.
Better ask Chris Bielspec about this.
Yeah, true. Maybe we should send a pigeon. The pigeon will come back by next podcast episode. Yeah. What I like, if it's foot sweeps where you want to kick both their legs together, I want some element of twisting and them turning to face me. And then if it's sasais, I just want them like basically pushing into me off the balls of their toes. I drive into them, tension, suddenly change of direction and block the foot and pull them. And there you go. You get them fucking flying, crying, etc.
Is a good question. Would you recommend? What would you recommend when you get a minor injury? Would you train light or rehab? Well,
both.
Yeah. What's the definition of synonymous? What's that mean? When they work
Together, when they work together.
Perfect, yeah. So when you're lifting weights, that can be synonymous with the rehab training as well. So by getting, someone had a shoulder injury this week, and I was like, mate, you should still come to the gym and train. No, I'm just going to take the week off. Mate, what the fuck are you doing?
You're going to rust your tendons.
Just get into the gym and train anyway. If you train around the injury and just try and work on bits and pieces as you can, you're not only going to get stronger in other areas, but that's also going to promote the healing of that specific area. In terms of jiu-jitsu, it matters how good you are, but I feel like it depends on the...
Yeah.
He said it's minor. You could still probably train.
Yeah, it matters how good you are and how much you don't like getting subbed. If you don't like getting subbed, then...
Forget it.
Yeah, probably it's not the one.
At some point, you're going to have to get subbed a lot anyway.
If you're injured, you're gonna have to slow down to the point that you make poor decisions or decisions you'd rather not make, and then you will probably get subbed a bit more than usual. All right, my last question. Then it's time to go.
Oh, you gotta go, yeah. Oh, bloody hell, we both gotta
go. Is rigatoni? This is a tunnel one. Is rigatoni considered to have one hole or two holes? It's obviously two holes with one tunnel. Yeah,
rigatoni. It's got.
Rigatoni
is like
a penny.
I love rigatoni. Yeah, it's nice.
It's just penny, but it's not cut the same.
Yeah.
That's two holes.
Is it a tunnel or is it two holes?
Yeah, well,
it's
two
holes.
It's the same thing. All tunnels have two holes.
Entering side and an exit side.
Yeah. Good question.
I don't see what that has to do with Jewish people, though.
No, it was just a question about tunnels. Yeah,
it had nothing to do with Jews.
No, not today. Racist.
No, I was just assuming. Well, that is racism, though.
I forgot you're
Australian. Yeah.
I was going to say Austrian. Very different.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm not. Australian. Yeah.
Close though.
I understand though. Good for the listeners. We'll keep that in though. That's good.
Beautiful. They love that.
Right. Quickly, thoughts on GB? What's GB? Feel like could neg impact growth on socials? What the hell does that mean? Do you know what GB is? Right. Forget about that one.
Gracie Bar.
Oh, Gracie Barra. Thoughts on Gracie Barra? Feel like could neg impact growth on socials?
What is GB?
I don't know. Gracie Barra, but that doesn't make sense.
It's not Gracie Barra.
Do you think Gracie Barra?
I want to know what is GB.
I'll message him. And then we'll get back to it next week. We'll forget about it, but anyway, yeah. Guys, remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. You have a podcast.
I've got a Patreon. We've got a podcast. It's fucking good. Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, socials.
I hope you're listening, yeah.
Yeah. I sell instructionals. I sell Patreon. Monthly, it's £15. So if you're not familiar with what a pound is, it's a unit of currency. It's about $1.3. You want to say? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, $1.3. So 15 times 1.3, you do the maths. It's about 2021.
You good on that? You good at the maths? Shat, economics degree. That's what you did. Yeah, guys, I got a strength program. Go check them out. Links are below. Yeah, see you later, mate.
All right, yeah, got to go. Bye.
Yeah, bye.